Hello from the ridge.
Hello.
So we were gonna surprise y'all because we got a lot done the last, I don't know what day it was, but we've been working on the tiny house. And it just happened to be one of those days where we just didn't video it, and we're like, oh, that's fine, we'll just surprise them all. But I'll give you a little sneak peek. How cute is this? So we got the battens on, and I got the trim painted, and we got the window box hung, and we went and got cabinets, which I think we did a video on. I'm not sure if we did.
I don't think we did anything on the cabinet.
Yeah, and we went round and round because they weren't all fitting correctly, because you know, you buy what you find. And long story short, we couldn't get the Lazy Susans through the door. It wouldn't fit. You'd think that would give us a clue, but no, we went and bought a refrigerator, a big refrigerator.
And guess what?
It wouldn't go through the door either.
So note to self, if you're gonna build something, and
yeah,
make sure your doorways are big enough to fit the stuff you want to put in it.
So we had two options. One option being we were gonna add a back door to the laundry room, which then we would lose our entire closet and pantry space. Or we remove my beloved door that I worked so hard on, and we go buy a new door that we can fit things through. So that's what we did. So
and we got the biggest door. We got the 36-incher. So
yeah,
everything and anything will fit through it.
And I'm keeping all of my friends back home employed at Therma-Tru because we bought a Therma-Tru door. So yeah, of course it wasn't one I threw, but we had already finished the door trim on the beautiful door. Well, yeah, that's now all got to come off. All is not lost though. We will use that door, my favorite wooden door, probably on Walden down by the creek when we get there. So that's what we're gonna work on today. Well, Jason and I went thrifting and went to a flea market and all that other fun stuff. But
yeah, we didn't find much. There was a couple things, but there was a big one in town that we've been waiting on for the last probably month since we heard about it. And yeah, it was kind of for what we want. I mean, it was a good market, and I hope that everybody that's there, you know,
this wasn't our forte.
But yeah, it wasn't stuff we were looking for. So
yeah.
Now we bought the door though. That was the other thing while we were in town was, hey, we'll buy the door. So we've got that on the trailer, and I'm gonna work on pulling all this trim off around the door.
I'm gonna keep plugging away at laundry until we're ready to set the new door. It's really not gonna be hard or difficult because look how many studs we had to add just to put in this door.
Well, we only added one on that side that like somebody else had already added.
Yeah, true.
Like,
so there's two here, so it's only just going to be a matter of removing the old door and putting in the new. And of course then after we'd spent all this time working on a new kitchen configuration with the cabinets that we bought, we'd arranged completely different than what we thought because we couldn't use the Lazy Susans. So we spent a lot of time moving cabinets here and there, all around, completely new configuration to the kitchen. Well, now we get to throw that out of the park because since we're putting in the new door, we have room to bring in the new Lazy Susan. So we don't know if we're gonna re-add that option back in. We lost like a full day's efforts are just out the window because now we got to put in the new door. Goodness. So, and then to boot, we have a freeze warning tonight. So I'm gonna have to blanket up all of my crops. But on a good note, we also found another farmer that we were able to get 40 more tubs for, lick tubs. And we got them for like $3.75 a piece. So, after tomorrow, hopefully there'll be no more freezes. I'll have to move all of my hanging stuff and open stuff out into the greenhouse. But I kind of wish that all the other previous lick tubs were black also, because that's what I chose. So yep, 40 more lick tubs. So now I should have enough room in the garden to plant. I still don't think I'm gonna have enough room, but we'll make it work. On a bad note, like none of my corn or carrots are popping yet. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to check the germination on those. So I'm gonna set this up so y'all can watch my handsome husband demo a door while I go work on laundry some more. And then we'll be ready to start the new one. And of course I'll have to repaint the door. It's all gonna be good. It's for the better. Because there's the fridge just hanging out on the deck. Kind of like us with beer at 5 o'clock. Or beer 30, is that what you say? All right, I'm gonna turn this over. So, yeah, any hands on
Work, quit standing.
I know. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. So next day, I ran out of battery yesterday working on taking the old door out and getting it reframed. We don't have the new.
You did a great job, though.
Don't have the new door in yet, but they we'll get that today. That's gonna be part of today, and we're gonna start, I think, this morning with building the newer compost bin. We use the chicken wire. But it's not rigid enough, really.
Too flimsy.
And so when they jump on the sides, it just caves in. And we built a little ramp to let them in, because I mean they can fly up in it. But we bought some more hardware cloth, so we're gonna rebuild a bigger ring with a hardware cloth and start doing the whole composting inside of that. Hopefully it works. Everyone we've watched seems to think it does. So I think with it being bigger, it's gonna help. And from there, we'll move into doing some gardening stuff. It's a bit brisk. We didn't see any frost this morning, but we were on a frost warning last night, and we got another one tonight. So but we've got transplants that are plants that need transplanted.
Yeah, on transplanting tomatoes.
At least from the seed starter cups to bigger cups before we're ready to put them out. Probably gonna give it another week, see what the weather's coming like before we actually start to transplant those outside.
The tomatoes.
Yeah.
The rest it can all go, but I want to give the tomatoes a little bit more extra love.
So that's gonna be our day, just working around that. And
Sunday fun day.
Yep, we're
Not sure when you'll see this, but for us it's Sunday.
we got lots of stuff to catch up on, so we'll get that going.
It's gonna be a mosey day.
All right, we'll get to work.
Peace out. must be sassy.
So we're throwing a little bit of mealworms and just some scratch on there. If you paid attention in the video, so we bought 3-foot hardware cloth. I was thinking that's what we were going to use, but it seemed really tall, so I cut 12 inches off it. So if you want to save yourself some hassle, just go ahead and buy. And that's a 3-4 foot ring. We gave them this ramp just because some of them don't seem to jump or fly as well.
Sassy
but
does.
We're pretty sure she's the one that gets out the 3-foot fence every day anyway, so she knows how to fly and jump.
Oh, now Rooster's going.
Well, we put a little bit of feed on there, and we'll do that for the next several days so they get used to jumping up in there. And as that stuff decomposes, we can add more to it and kind of pile it up and just let it keep going, and they'll scratch it out of there, and we'll have to come rake it from around. But that's gonna be our compost trial here. I've watched the videos, and this is pretty much what they did. We hosed it down real good to get it all wet. I mean, it's supposed to help start the process, I think. I don't know. It's what everyone else has been doing. So
hot. For it only getting up to a certain amount today, I'm sweatshirt had to go.
yeah, it was supposed to top out at like 60, but I'm telling you, it's warm now. Like, she lost her sweatshirt, and I'm about to get mine off here in a minute. But we just raked up a bunch of leaves. Have you seen it over there? Just started raking up leaves, and
some of our
we did add some food scraps, and then put some of the wood chips that we had.
Oh, they're doing it. Look at them. It's good to know it's not like falling off, you know, like the chicken wire did.
Yeah, I think that's why everybody used the hardware cloth, is it's a lot more rigid. And as you've seen, they can stand on the sides of it. As this goes down, they'll have to stand on the side, and it shouldn't collapse in.
And all the food scraps will go in there too. Weeds that we pull, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're not at a point yet where we get a lot of greenery, so we don't have, ideally, to have your grass clippings, weeding, you know, all the weeds from weeding your flower beds and gardens and stuff. Anything green has that better nitrogen in it, and that'll really help accelerate the
decomposition.
Yeah, that word. Rough
Big
words.
words are hard, babe.
So, but with this, so the chickens scratch it, but then they poop in it, and that'll add some nitrogen, and should be, I mean, what we've seen.
We gotta do something because soil is expensive down here, and it's ridiculous. Sad thing is, we still have to rake because I have 40 black tubs that need full, about halfway full of leaves and debris and sticks.
Not it. Dang, it doesn't work when there's only 2 of us.
It's Sunday, it's Jake's day off.
I want a day off.
We don't get a day off.
Oh yeah.
We're the owners.
We take our retail days. That's our days off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that project's check off the list.
So next we go into the greenhouse. Well, it's greenhouse day, plant day. So we'll work a little while till it gets too hot, and then we'll switch over and get the new door put in. Then I can get it painted, and we should be good to go.
All right.
Peace out. All right, so I've got my ground up eggshells, and I'm mixing up for tomatoes. And I've also saved all of my coffee grounds. So now I don't do a lot, but.
So here she's adding Epsom salts to the mix. About a handful. Now what she's doing is the bucket's already full of peat moss, and she's adding some topsoil. And then you gotta just mix it all together. And then the blue bucket you see there, you're gonna scoop that in until it's a little over halfway full. On that little shovel, you can't scoop much at a time, but then break up the dirt. And then she comes back in go ahead and water it a little bit, just makes it kind of merge and blend everything. Grab you some pots. In case you missed earlier, she's doing tomatoes today, so you just fill your pot. Sprinkle a little bit more of the eggshell in there. She takes as a little touch of Epsom salt, adds to the mix, and then you put your plant in there, top that off up to the top of the potter with dirt, and wash, rinse, repeat. There you go. Hi.
Been a long day.
Yeah, so not sure exactly what all we got on film. I think we got the building the compost pile.
Yeah. And I started to film this, but we had our friends Debbie and Doug stop over, and so we took a several-hour break and just fellowshipped with them for a while. But we did get work done. We kind of did a divide and conquer thing because the greenhouse gets a little too hot for my hot man here.
Yeah, I don't do that hot, humid, no.
But it feels so good.
It's gonna make it interesting for the summers down here, but
yeah. So I got a lot transplanted. I'll take you in and show you. So I ran out of eggshells, so I'll have to do more eggshells. So I just used some of the oyster shells I brought back from Tennessee. Of course, my coffee grounds and Epsom salt. But this is what I still have left to transplant. So I have probably 100 and some left to transplant, but they're doing all right in where they're at. Well,
these are all tomatoes right here.
Yeah, these are all tomatoes. Super cherries, beefsteaks, hybrids, Romas, cherries, whatever. But I transplanted 150. Well, I have 150 right here of tomatoes. I mean, the germination rate on the old seeds should tell you that this is a pretty good germination rate. I have no idea where we're going to plant all of these, but I'm out of pots and I'm out of little stickers, so all I have are popsicle sticks left. And I still need to transplant all of these peppers. I have a whole nother tray of peppers ready. I got these things of peppers, and I do have some mystery tomatoes. I don't know what they are. I transplanted them early on. I'm thinking that they're beefsteaks because I have one marker. But note to self, if you're going to grow a lot of vegetables, mark every single one that you do. I failed to do that. And now I have mystery squash, mystery tomatoes. We're going to plant them and see what happens.
Some of these definitely need to get in the dirt, and we were talking about it. So we had a freeze last night. We did lose not the full plant, but a couple leaves on a couple of the plants.
So
and they're calling for another chance of freeze yet tonight. So,
but these are doing great. Like, I don't know what they are. I think they're Romas. But those are, I'm gonna, like, eventually when this gets planted, these leaves will go as well as the center, and then that should really give a good, nice, and they're all doing great. So no complaints there, but I may or may not end up putting on the marketplace that I've got tons of tomato plants, because I do. But, you know, I mean, we could take them to the farmer's market and sell them. So I'm not upset about that at all, and recoup some of the costs that the upstart started. So
right.
That's what I did today.
And then, well, she worked in the old sauna box there. I went ahead and started over there, and I'll walk you over there in a minute, but just filled them with the leaves and twigs again, and then this way we can put the sawdust and then dirt and all that stuff in there. But I drilled the holes in the bottom of them before I did it this time, so lesson learned there.
And we somehow only have 33. But we think that when we went to go pick him up, he was like, I got 20 in this pile, and we just took his word for it. We didn't really count them. We only start of the nenext pile of 20. But I messaged the guy. He's really great. He gets these all the time. So he said he's going to make it right. Because that's 7 tubs, and that adds up. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, so we have some in reserve yet over here. I didn't drill those out yet. We're just kind of holding them in reserve because
I think we're gonna need probably.
I'm sure we're gonna need a whole lot more. Working on that was kind of one of those, let's 2 birds 1 stone, right? Let's get our front yard kind of going. I don't know, here's a little sneak peek of the front door. It looks the same. It's not old and not as cool character, but that's the door that's gonna go in. Still didn't get to that today, but we're not due for rain for a couple days. But yeah,
I still have mulch to do. I still need to finish this flower bed also.
Still one of the trash bags, but it's real spotchy because this was completely covered in leaves. I mean, just like the forest floor over here. I mean, that's pretty much what the whole property has been, was just forest floor. So I went ahead and started raking it up, and I'm finding that there's a little bit of a junk pile underneath that right there, so have to get that sorted out. I'm getting really close to doing a dump run, but
we need it.
Yeah, it's...
Well, we're finding out what we thought was all white oak are not. They got 3 different types of leaves on them. We think ash, we think oak, and we think something else, but Leon is clearly not an oak. Leon, we think, is an ash.
I think that's an ash tree. I need to, you know, refamiliarize myself with trees.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of made it a nice clear path. We're gonna still work on this some more. Like the cedars, as I've mentioned before, all the cedars are gonna, you know, if they're close within 100 feet or so of the house, they're gonna go. Just for the fire hazard, but also
unless I like it and it adds to the...
Yeah, there are a couple that I think we decided we're gonna leave, but if you see just how thick, like you can't see anywhere in there, and you know, porch is here, so that's gonna be our view. And yeah, we're gonna, and we discovered right over here, I know you probably can't see it, but there's a dark spot right there. There's a big like boulder coming up, a black boulder coming up out of the ground. So we definitely we don't want to lose too much of this buffer. We have a neighbor that's right there, and we like having that buffer. We don't have any problems with them, but we just, our privacy, their privacy, we're good with having that buffer zone. But a lot of this out here is gonna get cleared out so that when we're sitting on the porch, we'll
see the nice view of the ridge.
Have the really nice view.
Or the valley, I guess.
Yeah. And so some of the trees I knocked out already with the tractor, but kind of thin these out. That little one, I was undecided, but then we talked about it, and yeah, that's gonna go because this will end up growing and provide us good shade. So we are trying to keep conscious. Like, we don't want to live, you know, we would have bought land in Kansas if we wanted flat prairie land. So trying to keep as many of the trees that are going to provide shade in the summer. I mean, that's when it's going to be the hottest, and to save on our utility bill and overall cost of everything, then
I just love our house.
Why not? And they're already doing a pretty good job. I mean, yeah, the sun's working its way down, but you can see how much it shadows. And I know there's some branches in some of these trees that are kind of low, that are dead or just too low and get close to the house. So I'll eventually be getting up there and we'll cut those down. So yeah. But I think that's
time for me to go make supper.
Yeah, we're dinner time, and gonna probably close this one out for the day. And we just been working. Like I said, I worked over here,
Sunday,
she worked in there, just tinkering around. So all right, we'll see ya.
Peace out.